Commitment 2022 highlights races that seldom draw a lot of attention at election years, but this year those races are getting more attention because of a new law regarding who is eligible to run and the fact that many of those seats will remain vacant this year. Here's Western News political reporter Greg Fox.
Every time you turn on the sprinklers, and not just around your homes, but in the citrus and other agriculture industries, the drain on our water supplies and the effect on our ecosystem are being watched by elected leaders in nearly every Florida county. They're supervisors on soil and water conservation districts that report directly to the state and U.S. governments. Their mission is to conserve water, prevent soil erosion, convert irrigation systems, and inform the public about conservation problems.
I'm a firm believer in keeping government local.
Banks Helfrich is a former soil and water supervisor in Lake County. He's concerned about the new law signed by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis that excludes many ordinary citizens and, in some cases, people most qualified to serve. Senate Bill 1078 establishes new requirements for who can serve in the unpaid elected job. They must be active in the agriculture industry or be retired with a minimum of 10 years of agriculture experience, or they must own or lease agricultural property. In other words, someone who works in a grove or field would be eligible, but a water engineer, for example, would not. Helfrich calls it more of the state telling cities and counties how to run their governments.
That they are overreaching into municipalities, into local government, where I feel local government should stay local.
Voters may be concerned as well. The new law was signed just 2 days before candidate qualifying ended June 17th and requires every soil and water seat to be up for election in November, canceling the 4-year terms of many who were elected in 2020.
We have candidates who have filed for only 2 of those seats.
Alan Hayes is the Lake County Supervisor of Elections. His is one of 7 local counties in which voters will not see a full slate of candidates to fill 5 soil and water supervisor seats. We reviewed 9 local counties with 45 seats up for grabs. Here's what we found. There are just 6 contested races with at least 2 contenders. There are 25 unopposed candidates who will automatically win, and there are 14 vacant seats in which no one qualified.
If I had been the sponsor of the legislation, I think I would have been somewhat embarrassed that we have created unintentionally quite a mess.
A mess that will leave voters initially with fewer people guarding our water and natural resources. Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.